There we go. Hello. Let's see here. Today might not be a very long stream. We'll see. Hi, man. Is the sound all right? Am I audible? It's all good. Very nice. So yeah, let's be real. I got off work at 2:45. Went to pick up a package, get some food, came home, ate my food, fell asleep in this chair. Because I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 6. Surprising. I obviously did, yeah. But I start work at noon tomorrow, so, you know, I could be up till like 5 a.m. But I'm probably not going to. But I could. But we'll see how long I feel like streaming. We'll see. Because I feel like shit's about to be crazy. So, maybe it warrants a bit longer stream. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it pans out here. Pewter weapon. Shit. Doing Pokemon stuff? There you are. Feeling refreshed, I hope. Oh, nice. 88 quests. You're close now, man. I was about to make my way to the studio. As it happens, I wanted to try and speak with Skarlock Monijane and thank him for coming to our rescue in the Rostra. As it turns out, he'd come here to see us following the hearing, only to find that we'd already departed for Thavnir. Knowing him, he was probably hoping to chew the cud with his former students. Since we're still waiting for Ishtola and the others, I thought now the perfect time to pay him a visit. Care to join me? So, this guy is either gonna be like a gateway to valuable information, or he's gonna turn out to be a major douchebag and a villain. He's gonna be one of the two, because first, he's the character that stood up during the forum, and second, he's back, so it's gonna be one of the two. Then it's settled that the twins will be coming too, assuming Alphino can tear himself away from his new toys. I'll let you rally the troops while I go on ahead to the phenomenon. Phenomenon. Considering my recent impropriety, perhaps I should avoid showing my face around the studio for a time. What up, man? That might be for the best. If the others should return, tell them we will not be long. Long. Which is ironic because you're so small. Oh, he's training. If father can master these fiendish contraptions, then so can I. You did well in the dungeon, though. You did real well. I think you'll be fine. Heading out for a stroll? Shit's about to get serious. The Skarlock himself was here. In that case, what are we waiting for? I too am eager to see him myself. Though I somewhat dread the thought of visiting the studio. I dare say our notoriety precedes us. Alphino, of all people, worrying over his reputation. And at our alma mater, no less. Will wonders never cease. You'll understand soon enough. Off we go. Now look at that. The tree texture. God damn. That's some nice leaves on that tree. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to be, like, zoomed in like that. That was just... Oh, yeah. I remember this guy. I can't help but read this as gorgeous. Oh, Gorja. He's Gorja. Oh, God. And I keep wanting to mount out here. He's like the Fabio of the Ellison. Is that a player? Oh yeah, it is. I thought this was like a story dragoon or some shit, but it's not even a dragoon. How in sync is the snapping on your end? Like, is there delay? It's in sync? Nice. That's good to know. Here it is. Phenomenon. Oh man, I'm only hearing the song when I say it out loud. While I expect you made note of it before, one can hardly miss it. This is the first time you've been here on official business, correct? I'm about to clear that door in twain. While most of the space is taken up by the expansive auditoriums, it also houses numerous laboratories, testing grounds for experimental magics, and a host of administrative offices and so forth. As the center of what would later become the studium, it was established to promote the study of aetherological phenomena, hence the name. Though with ether being a fundamental aspect of nature, its scope expanded to include every conceivable facet of life, and even the universe itself. And then, in the 432nd year of the 6th Umbral Era, Phenomenon was decreed complete and the studium officially opened as a place of learning. With a long and storied history, it is without question the world's leading authority in aetherology, the arcane, the occult, astronomy, and countless other fields, standing proud as Sharlayan's foremost educational institute. Sharlayan's foremost educational institute. Like, how do I do it? Like two voices in unison when it's only me. I can only do so much. You always did enjoy giving the grand tour to new students. Indeed. Oh, you best believe I'm editing a bunch of stuff from the playthrough when it's going up on YouTube. There's gonna be so many of the dumb things I say that will finally be funny because I work on them after the fact. It's not funny at all when I do it live, but I'm gonna do my darndest to make them somewhat funny when the video airs. Indeed, I've long since lost track of how many times he has recited the same foppish speech, such as his undying love for his old stamping ground. He was in top form back then, youngest to enter the studium, graduated with highest honors in magical arts and aetherology, undisputed champion of the debating chamber. That doesn't surprise me, he is a Reddit mod after all. Hold on, you both joined the studium at the same age, yes? And from where I stand, you're equally prodigious scholars. Nice of you to say, but Alphino actually entered half a year before me. Nor did I do well enough to graduate with honors. And I am certainly not the studium's most notorious master debater. I'm not even gonna joke about that. In all respects, have I ever been in his shadow. If nothing else, just remember that this is where the legend of Alphino Levieux began. In school. We should expect everyone to be fully aware of our recent escapades. Hopefully we'll be somewhat more welcome here than we were at last stand. I know better than anyone the adoration the student body has for Alphino, and with a bit of luck it might work to our advantage. Well, there's no time like the present. First things first, let's look for scholars, Scholark, Montechain. Other faculty tend to frequent their offices, but unfortunately for us, he's fond of wandering wheresoever his whims take him. Let's split up and ask the students if they've seen him. Okay, they're just walking. I thought she was gonna run away. She seemed so excited. Hello? Summoning bell. Why here? That was Alphino Levenuller. No. That was Alphino Levier, wasn't it? The Alphino Levier. And he's with his sister and Master Baldessian's granddaughter. This can only mean one thing. An event of epoch-shattering proportions is fast approaching. Spread the word. Oh, sorry, you said you're looking for the Scarlark, yes? Knowing him, he could be anywhere. But Miss Aliapo should have a better idea. Aliapo, as in Chloe? Like this Chloe? By Chloe Aliapo. Yeah, how the hell did I remember her last name? I assure you, I'll tell you all about it after my business with the Scarlark hasn't concluded. The Scarlark? Tell me, good fellow, does this have something to do with saving the world from catastrophe? Might we turn our attention to Master Levier's graduation thesis? I too have my doubts regarding our policies of non-intervention. Is it true that your experiences overseas are the reason you have incurred the ire of the Forum? Oh, what I wouldn't give to see you butt heads with those old codgers. So he is a big shot in here, okay. She wasn't exaggerating. Things were bad enough during our school days, and Alphino's time abroad has only heightened his fame. Or should that be infamy? He had his rivals and detractors, of course, though most of them gave that up after his adoring fans set upon them like ravenous dogs. Oh no. Alphino, on the other hand, never paid them much notice. They were simply beneath him. Sounds about right. Hey, Jude! Oh dear, if only he were around to help. I keep reading Hingashi when I see her name. Am I dyslexic? Find out next time. Dragon Ball Z. Are you lost? Wander in off the street, perhaps. Wait, don't tell me. You're a trainee gleaner fresh off the guild ship. I'm right, aren't I? You need to comb your hair before going to work. Oh, how silly of me. An orientation is in order. Allow me to bid you a warm welcome to the Searchers Meet. You're absolutely related to Chloe. Let me start with a question. What is the most important thing you'll find in the studium? That's right. Books! And what's the second and most important? Why, more books? That's simple. Everything else. Okay. That's what we deal in here in Searchers Meet. Whenever the students or tutors find themselves in need of equipment or materials, they come to us. If we don't have it in our stores, we send the gleaners off to find it. Honestly, you wouldn't believe some of the requests we get. Eye of Paisa this, tongue of Gigantode that. It's enough to make your hair stand on end. Which is possibly what some of our students are trying to accomplish, this being a school of magic and all. As our newest gleaner, you'll have your work cut out for you, but I think you'll find it quite rewarding. The only thing I'm interested in gleaning is information on the Scarlark's whereabouts. I've tracked down many miscellaneous knickknacks in my time, but I'm no gleaner. Trying to make her realize I've worked with her daughter? So, what you're telling me is you're not a gleaner? Yes, that's exactly what you said, isn't it? And you're looking for a Scarlark. I'm afraid we don't have any of those in stock, but I can... Oh, you mean him? He was here, but now he's not. I did speak with him shortly before you arrived, though. He said he was on his way to Maker's Meet. Go back the way you came in, and you'll see it on the opposite side of the entrance. It is a laboratory of sorts, home to many rare and expensive curios. Not to mention alarmingly frequent accidents. If you lose your way, just follow the blood-curdling screams. In the time it's taken me to tell you all of this, the Scarlark has probably already left. Best of luck finding him. I have a feeling you'll need it. So, why are you named after a continent? Hingashi is the continent, right? I'm not crazy. How am I supposed to approach any gleaners to help when the subject of our research remains undecided? Honestly, that man. Maybe do a paper on the Far East. I don't know, seems appropriate. It is called Hingashi, right? Yeah. I guess the continent itself is called Othard, but Hingashi is like the Japan region. And this continent is called... I keep forgetting what this one's called. Ilsabard? No, that's over here. Yeah, Ilsabard. What the hell is this one called? Swear to God, if they could just write this stuff in real letters. The 3... Aldenard, that's it, thank you. So we have Aldenard, Elsabard, and Othard. Thank Google, yeah. The East Aldernard Trading Company. Right. With Hancock and Lord Lolorito. That's one way to remember it. Hello? Yes, the Skolok was here a short while ago. He offered me advice on my current research project. Though we spoke at length, I don't recall him mentioning where he was planning to go next. When we parted ways, he went down the corridor, perhaps to one of the auditoriums. We're never gonna find the old man. What? Aha! Count Dooku, we meet again. I guess he looks more like Ben Kenobi.
I remember you.
Of course I know him. He's me.
I pray we have not caught you at an inopportune moment. We wanted to offer our thanks for your kind words in the forum.
Please be a nice person for a change.
I could hardly let that Inquisition go unchallenged. I've always believed that curiosity should be nurtured, not stifled. Thankfully, a majority of my colleagues agreed. A slender majority, aye, but a majority nonetheless.
Had the vote not gone our way, we would be having a very different conversation, if any at all. Though I'd like to think you would have not given up on our cause. I'm told you paid a visit to the Annex afterwards.
Yes, that's right. I was hoping to speak with the grandchildren of my dearly departed friends Galuf and Louisoix in a less dour setting. But it seems I just missed you.
Well, I mean, that's perfect then, because that's exactly who's here now.
I still can't believe how much you've grown. If only your grandsires could have seen the way you presented yourselves to the Forum. Why, it fair brought a tear to my own eye. You must have the patience of a saint, putting up with this lot and their antics. Never mind Matoya's prize student.
I feel like she...
Luckily, I know
the least troublesome of the bunch.
managing unruly younglings. If you ever need advice, don't hesitate to ask.
And the wink.
If I may, there is a rather more pressing matter we wish to discuss. What can you tell us of this duty that the Forum must fulfill?
Nothing, I'm afraid. Like all humble servants of the Forum, I am sworn to secrecy.
Unsurprising.
Or rather, I couldn't tell you if I tried. Our duty is of the gravest importance. Furthermore, if the particulars were made public, it would incite widespread panic.
I mean, I feel like I can already guess
As
what's
such,
going on.
those entrusted with this duty have been bound by an enchantment,
Oh!
which prevents us from speaking of such matters without the express permission of the Forum.
Interesting.
How is that even possible?
Which movie or show is that?
It's been some time since I last gave a lecture. Please, take a seat.
There's a show or a movie I'm thinking of where that exact thing happens, but what the hell is it? Might come to me later, I don't know. This better still be voice acted. Rock, paper, scissors.
We shall begin by reviewing the fundamentals of etherology.
Okay. So we're in
The
school
ether, which imbues us with life, can
Guess
be
I'll sleep then,
categorized
just to
into
fit in.
three forms. Two are of the incorporeal sort, the soul, and the memory. Can anyone tell me the third?
now. All the McDonald's we eat. Corporeal ether, sir.
Yes, very good.
Because doesn't seem like a
This
sufficient
is the form
answer.
with which the layman is most familiar. Consumed by even the simplest of daily activities, and replenished by the food and drink that sustain us, this form of ether is in constant flux. In contrast, the ether that comprises the soul is rarely subject to dramatic change. The same can be said for memory, as the two are intrinsically linked. Picture the soul as paper, and memories as words written upon it.
Welcome to the...
Now, what would happen if that paper was doused with ink? The same type of ether as comprises the memories.
It would be muddled. Indistinguishable. Yeah.
It would blot out everything that was written.
Precisely. We would be unable to recall the memories, and any activities that depend upon them would be hindered as well. In fact, this exact phenomenon was observed on a vast scale not so long ago. And what might that have been?
The Calamity. Because they don't even remember the Warriors of Light.
The 7th Umbral Calamity.
Thank you.
The people of Eorzea vividly recall Bahamut breaking free of the Lesser Moon and
Yeah.
raining hellfire down upon the realm. But no one could seem to remember the events that followed immediately afterwards.
Yeah, suddenly 5 years.
Indeed. To this day, we have yet to determine whether it was an unintended consequence or a deliberate act.
Depends on who you ask, I guess.
The enchantment which binds me and the rest of the Forum is based on a similar principle.
Really?
And yes, it is a contravention of the Charlian prohibition against the practice of memory manipulation. Only when a new member is inducted and told of our great duty are they subjected to the process. A necessary evil. You have my word that it would never be used to manipulate the populace?
I can trust
I
that
should
you wouldn't
hope
do
not.
that. But what about
But
the rest
can
of
this
the forum?
enchantment be dispelled and your memories restored?
If 9/10 of our members give their approval, then the process may be reversed. Then, and only then, would we be able to speak freely to others of our sacred duty.
So dumb.
Barring
So
that,
dumb.
we must wait until we return to the ethereal sea.
Oh my god. They're just a big cult, dude.
For there we will be purified, the blots upon our souls washed clean. And our memories drift apart and dissolve, rather defeating the purpose, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say so.
But there are those memories that are indelibly etched upon our souls, some believe.
What happens after that?
The Azim type.
We are reduced to pure ether, coalesce with that of others, and create souls anew. Alternative schools of thought assert souls remain whole and return to the corporeal world, reborn into another form. Both theories have their proponents. Personally, I consider each equally probable. Well, I think that's enough education for today, now that I've given you some food for thought. Or rather, an entire banquet. I would remind you that although I'm unable to assist you with certain matters, the resources at my disposal may still be of use to you. I'll arrange for you all to be given the run of Phenomenon. Of course, as associate to our alumni and the students of Baldessian, this privilege is extended to you as well, my friend.
Appreciate it.
Oh, and I suggest you speak with Ki Aliapo. She's well known among the artisans of Sharlayan, and her network of contacts may prove useful in your search for knowledge.
That's another
I
Aliapo.
wish you all the best in your pursuits, wheresoever they may take you.
Villain warning. He laughed. He laughed as he left. You've been granted the run of Phenomenon. If you are game, Ki Aliapo would put your artisanry to good use. So that's why there's a... what's it called? A damn summoning bell in here. Faculty. Oh, Ki Aliapo was the one I was talking to earlier, I guess. Never mind. Well, that's given me much to mull over. I feel as though we're only one step closer to understanding the form's true motives, and the mysteries of life itself for good measure. It's funny, I came here with the intent of expressing my gratitude, only to leave more indebted than before. I have a feeling his friendship and support will be a great boon to us in the days to come. And on that note, let's head back to the annex. Perhaps on the way you could better acquaint yourself with Ki Aliapo as the Scholark suggested, while I share our findings with Raha. Da, da, da. So it's a crafter thing, right? Land or hand. Okay, I think 76 is where I'm at. 77 is what I have for armor. So that's a no-go on that one. Yeah, I've noticed you haven't been doing much of the crafting. I took all of them to 70 because I had the, you know, the boost to level 70 when we started playing. So I got all of these to 70 at least. Didn't get there with my gatherers though. I find fishing so incredibly boring. In every damn game I try it, I don't like fishing. I'm glad there's a lot of people out there that love fishing as a minigame. I'm not one of them. Welcome back. From what I hear, your trip to the studio proved most educational. While you were away, I received word from our fellow scions. As expected, the news of the warding scales was met with much joy. Preparations are now underway to bring the leadership of the Grand Company of Eosia and the Eastern Alliance together to determine a way forward. Our friends have asked that we bring the scales in our possession to Limsa Lominsa. So the time has come for us to go on the offensive. It's too early to say for certain, but that does seem to be the way the winds are blowing. I, for one, can think of no reason to oppose such a plan, but let us see what awaits us in Vilbrund. Let's start by getting the scales out of storage. Give me a hand, would you, Stinian?
Why me? Why do I have to do it?
If anyone is deserving to have a Nick Cage voice, it's probably Estinian. Because, like, early on when I played this, like, every time Urianger had a line, I voiced him as Bob Dylan. Like, every time I have to talk like this. And I think Thancred was Nick Cage. But I don't remember, really. It's been so long. But I feel like Estinian actually deserves to have a Nick Cage voice, you know. Phew, I didn't realize these crates were so heavy. I shouldn't complain, though. Virtra and the alchemists of the great work put their heart and soul into each and every one of these scales, so you must treat them with the utmost care. This is MSQ level 82, I think. Are you not coming with us? As much as I would like to escape the Forum's watchful gaze, I've little choice but to stay behind. We're already on thin ice, and if I, in my capacity as our official representative, were found to be consorting with foreign powers, well, you can imagine how that would go. I shall remain here and do my utmost to avoid ruffling any more feathers as I await word from Master Matoya and our other allies. With luck, we'll soon have good news of our own to share. The tide's about to turn. I can feel it. To Limsa Lominsa. Let's go fishing. I guess pirates do more whaling than fishing, maybe? I don't know. I never claimed to be an expert. Erchalion. Reaper in white? That's kind of cool.
Enter the command room in Limsa.
That's a very expensive trip. Yeah, it's level 82. Yeah, I can go to Limsa from here with a boat.
With a boat? That's way cheaper.
Leaves specimen, yeah, 83. Does this mean we're going there at level 83? Maybe. We'll see. Because if so, the game really just gave that one to me. For free! $300 gil, yeah, that's way cheaper than like almost 1100. Still haven't done the post-Moogle quests.
Oh, I was told to expect you, as you may or may not be aware. The Admiral is at present entertaining the Elder Seedseer and the Sultana. 3 of the most powerful women in the world in one room. Do you need a moment to prepare, or shall I show you to them?
They're my friends. Send me in. What up? Oh. My apologies for calling you away from Charlene at such short notice. On the contrary, we're honored and grateful, and pleasantly surprised to be joined by such esteemed company. It was only right that this discussion be conducted in person. We are locked in a war of attrition. Our forces struggle to contain the threat posed by the towers, and it's only a matter of time before we are overwhelmed. Victory will only be claimed through decisive action, and we have taken the initiative to set the wheels in motion. It is reassuring to learn we're all in accord. But might I ask what your plan entails? No. It hinges entirely on the warding scales and our ability to utilize their potential to the fullest. During your time in Charlian, the allied nations have been engaged on separate fronts with no end in sight. To make matters worse, a surge in abductions of kobolds, Sahagin, Ixal, and Ananta have given rise to an increasing number of primals as well. But your triumph in Radz-at-Han has given us cause to hope once more. The time has come to free ourselves of this menace, and it is you, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, who have shown us the way. While the bulk of our forces will continue to hold the Telophoroi at bay, we will dispatch our finest to strike at the enemy's heart, Garlemald. These brave few will be the Ilsabard contingent. Huh? To think such progress has been made in so short a span. Its objectives are twofold. The first is to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. The second is to kill all of them before they leave. As previously reported, countless Imperial soldiers and civilians have been tempered, robbed of their free will. They serve the Telophorois every whim without question. They too are victims, and it is our duty to deliver them from their suffering. Not for strategic or political gain, but because it is the right thing to do. I do not ask that we set aside the decades of conflict and conquest, that we simply choose to forgive and forget. I ask only that in choosing to remember we do not also forsake our compassion and morality, for without that there can be no reconciliation, only death without end. Aye, on that we can all agree. Our second objective is the colossal tower that Thancred and Riange observed in the capital. You mean Barad-dûr? The huge Sauron tower?
Though its purpose remains unclear, there's a reason to believe... I really need some, like, I don't know, mouth guard is probably not the right word for it, but it's like the thing you bite down on when you sleep. Because I think my jaw is completely fucked up. So I'm yawning all the time. Now it's probably partially because I'm kind of tired, but most of the time I yawn anyway because, like, it puts pressure on my ears. It's all kinds of fucked up. Though its purpose remains unclear, there's reason to believe the smaller spires are merely a precursor of what's yet to come. Until the Tower of Zot was toppled, we'd failed to make any headway, though the same could be said of the Telophoroi. There's certainly no rush to press further into our lands. I'd wager the Spire's primary purpose is to divide and keep us occupied, while they work towards our annihilation. This would appear to be substantiated by Y'shtola's analysis of the tower's influence on ethereal currents. Based on her observations inside the Tower of Zot, the spires siphon ether from the land, consuming it to maintain their form. However, they draw forth far more than is required for this task alone. Yeah, why was there a limb in the tower? We never talked about that. The excess of ether remains unaccounted for, but we can be sure it is not being harnessed for our benefit. It wouldn't surprise me if in the least if it was being redirected to the largest spire in the capital. There's logic in that, regardless, once we have uncovered the truth. We'll bring their schemes crashing down with their infernal towers.
A lady after my own heart. That's all well and good. But what would you have us do? I assume it's more than handing over the scales and being on our way.
We want you and your scales to join the Ilzabad contingent. Consider it an official request from both the Grand Company of Eorzea. Goddamn. And the Eastern Alliance. Do you accept? Why, yes. Perhaps you should be the one to answer that.
For honor and glory. Glory? For honor and glory. For the people of Garlemald. For revenge against the Telophoroi. No. For the people of Garlemald, they deserve to be rid of that piece of shit at the top. An orchestra just kicked down my door.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Y'shtola, Thancred, and Urianger have already pledged their support and are on their way to meet the rest of the contingent. They were positive you would come to the same decision as they did.
My damn ears, dude. The yawning is just dumb at this point. What the hell? Oh. What the hell is wrong with my jaw? Oh. I need to talk to a specialist about that shit because it's so annoying.
Luckily for all involved, their prediction was correct. Once you have delivered the warding scales to Alamigo, the contingent will embark on its journey to Ilzabad. Raban and Lord Emmerich are overseeing preparations, so I suggest you make yourselves known upon arrival.
Does it crack or lock? Yes. Like, I've woken up with my jaw, like, slightly unhinged. I have no wisdom teeth. Like, I'm missing... Like, I still have 6 baby teeth. Because there's nothing underneath them. You think this head produces wisdom teeth? You think this boy has a wisdom?
Pack warm clothing, furs and the like. Without it, the cold will do you in before the Telophoroi so much as draws teeth. As for us, we'll keep the enemy busy while you're gone. They're not the only ones who can create a diversion. Now go, safe in the knowledge Eorzea will be as you left it, or better upon your return. Why?
Sometimes it helps when I blow my nose, because the airways clear out. Like alleviating pressure. Because I feel like I'm yawning to reach that pop, like not the pop, but like the end where you feel like the yawn is done and it releases, but I don't get that anymore for some reason. I feel like I'm just yawning and it keeps going and it doesn't end. Like the yawn just keeps going. I can control that. Do you mean like just... Well, that's not really what... That's just... what's it called? In Swedish, it's called lufttrycksutjämning. That's like a thing they ask you to do during like ear inspections and stuff like that. I'm talking about like when you... I guess it is kind of the same thing, but like I can do it if I just do this and breathe out through my nose. Like, and I can do this as well, but like it doesn't happen when I just yawn normally. The yawn just keeps going. But that's like why I do this sometimes. I like... But it almost always results in a yawn that doesn't resolve at the end, which is so annoying. There's the yawn again. It doesn't really happen that much when I'm not wearing headphones. Like sometimes it does, but not as often. Yo, Robon. The Wanderers return. You've been busy bringing down a tower and producing the keys to destroying the rest of them. You should be proud. These wooden scales of yours are what's made this whole adventure possible. Will you and Lord Emmerich be leading the contingent? Regrettably, no. Our role is to organize the various delegations into a cohesive unit. Once we have seen you all off, it's back to our... Now that was a burp. Respective posts. We dare not neglect our duties for too long, lest our defensive efforts fall into disarray. And just between us, there was a fair amount of opposition to the formation of the Ilsebard contingent. The very suggestion we send out some of our finest troops behind enemy lines to render aid unto the Garleans has made me rather unpopular in certain quarters. Can't please them all. Sadly not, though I do my best, truth be told. I'd much rather be at your side charging into the fray. Alas, I have battles of my own to fight, where words may serve me better than any blade. Hate to say, but Lord Emmerich's struggles mirrors my own. For the time being, the best we can offer you is peace of mind, from knowing yours is in safe hands. As you fight the good fight in Ilsebard, and I and the other commanders will do what we can to convince the naysayers that our cause is just. Thank you. Thank you both. We meet again. Oh shit! I was hoping, but I dared not say it aloud. I'm so glad. We just hit peak. Peak gaming. Much has occurred since we parted ways in Wales. From what I gather, the protective talismans you obtained led to the formation of this expeditionary force. My contributions to this occasion is but a minor one, that being the information I have shared with Maxima. For the sake of the people of Garlemald, may the fates be on your side. So you're not coming with us? We have left Peak Gaming. Strange. I thought you'd have a stake in this. I do. The Telophoroi have laid waste to my homeland and enslaved my people. But though every mote of my being cries for vengeance, I cannot be the one to deliver it. My presence alone would place the entire mission in jeopardy. I stand accused of murdering Emperor Varys and plunging Garlemald into chaos. Were I to travel to with the Ilsabard contingent, it would give my countrymen ample cause to question our motives. Conversely, those who believe me innocent may instead celebrate the return of a former legatus and attempt to raise me to a position of leadership, further destabilizing the region and complicating the contingent's mission. Very good points. Makes me sad how good those points are. Whether I'm branded a villain or hailed as a hero, I would only hinder your efforts. We'll deliver your people from harm in your stead. I doubt they'll be pleased to see the champion of Eurasia set foot on Garlean soil. I understand. World is in your hands. We will deliver your people from harm in your stead. For what it's worth, you have my gratitude. You and your comrades have the strength and courage to deliver my countrymen, I'm certain of it. I can't believe Gaius has become one of my absolute favorite characters. In light of Gaius' rather unique circumstances, I instead will assume the role of your guide. That's fine, I like you, Maxima. You're welcome to join. Though I may have defected for political reasons, my love for Garlemald endures. I would stop at nothing to protect her and her people. Well said. Might I ask that you escort our friends inside? Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? This song is completely ruined for me. You might even bump into an old acquaintance or two. And if I don't see you again, you depart. May the Fury guide and protect you. All of you. I was like, oh shit, yeah, at the same time as you. And then he said he wasn't coming. I died inside. Same! Regardless of how my countrymen receive you, the cold will not treat you kindly. Underestimate it at your peril. Well, my character is from Alamigo, so I mean, I'm probably not gonna do well in the heats. What? Do well in the cold. It's not easy being both tired and dumb. That's a rough life. He became my favorite character when he caused such devastation. I would also assume Amadi to be chaotic evil in D&D. Absolutely. The amount of times I've seen hashtag Team Zodiark. Though what do I know? Maybe Zodiark's a nice dude. I haven't met him. Like Gaius, I too stand accused of Varys' murder, though I am rather less recognizable on sight. Still, it's something to bear in mind once we reach Garlemald. Secret gifts! Wow! The other members of the Ilsabard contingent are gathered in the royal palace. I shall inform them of your arrival, so please make your way inside as soon as you are ready. Ba -ba -ba -ba. The remaining members of the Scions, your friends and most of us. Yes. Please. Yeah.
By the 12.
Yeah, this is for sure voice acted. I was about to say. Whoa! Hey! Yo! There's a bunch of my job leaders.
I hope you don't mind, but we went ahead and started without you.
What the hell?
As you can imagine, our traveling companions were eager to become acquainted. 'Tis a rare thing indeed to see such a diverse and talented group of individuals assembled for a single purpose. We fight not only for the sake of Eorzea, but for the entire
Look at
world,
that, dude.
including the people of Garlemald. Much rise on the efforts of the Ilzabard contingent.
We have the Black Mage squad, the other pugilist, I think, the dude that trains you as a dragoon. I don't remember his name. Behind here is the machinist guy from Ishgard. We have a Manolane from Ishgard. We have Pippin, of course. The Griffin. No. Lise, we have one of the kids from the White Mage quest line. I don't remember these two, but that's the Scholar trainer. No idea who these two are, though, but it looks like a Lancer and a Bard. I wonder if they're... I mean, he's a warrior of some sort. Are they replaced by... They're both from Bard, these two? Or the workouts, or the standing guy? The lingerers over here. Okay. I don't remember either of them. I haven't done Bard questline for Stormblood, though. So maybe that's why. But this is a cool way to bring a bunch of old characters in here.
Indeed, which is why I am glad to find myself in the company of many trusted comrades.
Lana Beniko from Star Wars The Old Republic. You're back. I haven't heard your voice since Heavensward. Yay!
I've come at the behest of Lord Emmerich, who has honored me with the role of Ishgard's representative. And for the good of all nations,
Hell yeah.
Not least my former homeland, I am determined to see this mission through to its end.
Welcome back.
We have a hard road ahead of us, but walk it we shall, together.
You don't understand. I've done like, I don't know, 100 hours of quests in the Old Republic MMO with this voice actress. Just as my second in command. So it feels very much like being reunited with an old friend in a weird way. It's kind of cool.
We too welcome this opportunity to work together once more.
Hell yeah.
I have faith that if there is a way to resolve this conflict, we will find it.
Allow me to introduce you to the rest of our company. Everyone!
Nice.
If I may have your attention.
Woo! Look, as long as Eric from the Monk quest line is not here, we're good.
Might I ask you to speak first?
What, the kid?
If I must. I am Arun Senna.
Yes, you are.
Spokesman for the Gridanian delegation. Here on behalf of my esteemed sister, the Elder Seedseer.
Why are there only 3 of you?
We shall provide support and protection to those in need during our time in Garlemald. To that end, I am joined by healers selected by the Conjurers Guild, with the Order of the Twin Adder's Finest serving as our escort.
Hello.
Of course, with an experienced white mage such as yourself accompanying us as well, those requiring more involved treatment will be in safe hands. Raya O sends her regards, by the way.
Suppose I'd better say my peace.
Yeah, who are you?
Wait, I know you.
I'm not sure I do.
The name's Sickar.
Wait.
In case you've forgotten.
Wait, no.
Truth be told, I'd rather you had forgotten.
He's a pirate dude, right?
The Admiral asked Captain Hillfield to
yeah.
send his for whatever reason.
Oh, he's the pirate we subdued a while ago. Yeah.
Of course, if I'd refused, I'd be the laughing stock of the bloody executioners, and my reputation's
Now
taken
it makes
enough
sense.
of the keyhauling as it is. But more importantly, like any pirate worth his salt, I know when you're staring down a storm, you gotta trust in the commander of your ship.
Which you didn't, just because he was sick.
So if the Admiral wants us to go to Garlemald, not for plunder and glory, but the promise of peace in our time, then that's what we'll do.
Going around here quoting Ultron? Peace in our time. Hell no. Yeah. I know that,
Since we all
Lalafell.
know how much the Empire loves its steel, we thought we'd
Steel.
bring along a few smiths to make the most of it. Give them a pile of scrap and they'll cobble together anything you fancy.
This is really cool.
Of course, just like the Gridanians, we got fighters of our own. We might have come with a more constructive purpose in mind, but we're more than capable of cracking skulls.
But we're more than
Believe you me.
capable.
Well, you're certainly raring to go. But then again, so are we. The most dependable warriors of Uldar and Alamigo have assembled at the Sultana and General Aldin's behest.
The Thaumaturge Guild and the Pugilists.
If Garlemald has truly fallen, then the whole place is likely to be crawling with Telophoroi. We'll need plenty of troops to clear and hold a path for others to follow.
This is one of the first
That's
characters
where
I
we
ever
come in.
met in this game.
Naturally, Marshal Tarapin and I will be leading from the front.
Hell yeah.
It's been some time since I last saw you in your element on the battlefield.
An expansion
From
and
what
a
I've
half.
heard, you've become pretty fearsome yourself. Master Matoya, the avatar of destruction. With comrades like these, I know we'll succeed, no matter what awaits us. And then we might finally get a chance to enjoy a good long rest. But until then, let's give it our all.
No, I like Lise as a character.
As for Ishgard, we Temple Knights have come in force to uphold our nation's commitment to the peace and welfare of our allies. The bitter cold of Garlemald is a formidable enemy in of itself. Our experience fighting in ice and snow will prove invaluable in the days ahead.
For sure.
Accordingly, I have been designated commander of the Ilzabad contingent.
Okay.
I will do all in my power to provide you with the leadership and guidance you require. The four high houses, House Hylinart foremost among them, have arranged for a host of machinists to join us on our
Hell yeah, dude.
mission. Their knowledge of Imperial
My
Magitech
boy.
is sure to be a great boon.
Woo.
They will address any problems of a technical nature, together with the smiths of Limpsa Lomitsa. There is another awaiting introduction.
Oh yeah. There we have him.
Lord Emanolaine?
Ah, yes. Emanolaine de Forton, at your service.
Does he sound
Though,
different?
lest there be any misunderstanding, I should stress that I've not become a fearsome warrior while you were away. Rather, far from it, actually. My brother, in his infinite wisdom, decided this would be an excellent chance to make something of myself. Oh, and fight for world peace and all that. But, should the opportunity arise for a spot of ballroom dancing, I will be your twinkle-toed gentleman of light.
Let's hope there's dancing. May your graceful prancing lead the way to victory. I dare say your fancy footwork may be all that stands between us and certain doom.
Huzzah! I cannot wait to regale Honoroi with my tales of daring do.
I believe
that's
that
a smile.
concludes introductions for the Grand Company of Eorzea. Our allies from the Eastern Alliance were due to arrive some time ago, but it would appear they have been delayed.
Well, the time zones and
Would
all
that be the shinobi of Doma?
Oh, you get it?
Actually, they've been tasked with relaying messages back and forth between the various Eastern
That makes
nations.
sense.
According to Lord Hien, however, an equally capable company of warriors has been sent in their stead.
If it's Gosetsu, I will scream.
Out of my way, you preening fool!
That's better. Somehow that's even better. Oh! Oh my! Okay. I thought it was Fordola. Never mind. What? Who are all these Hrothgar?
Forgive us for coming late. We are the delegates of the Eastern Alliance.
What up? Oh, is that the Boschia dudes?
Cyrena, and you've brought company.
Who are the Hrothgar?
For battle and blood we come, as a step is sorely lacking in both. No towers befoul our lands, so we marched on those of Doma, only to find them beyond our reach.
Is this Lisa's voice actor?
But now our thirst for slaughter will be slaked. No quarter to the enemy!
Sadu
not sure.
Hatun, no. We go to make peace with the Iron Men.
We go
not
to
war.
McDonald's with Iron Man.
Warriors of the Steppe, we've heard many tales of your bravery. We welcome you as allies. And these other ones you have brought are...
Please introduce them to me. Is it the Boschia people?
Members of the Dalmascan resistance.
Dalmasca, okay.
And the Bosnian resistance.
Yeah.
Between them, they have a wealth of experience in espionage, and are particularly adept at infiltrating Imperial facilities. Which is fortuitous, since Garlemald's domain is so vast that I could never hope to handle reconnaissance duties all by myself.
Dalmasca, Bosnia, Alamigo. All lands which have suffered the tyranny of the Empire.
Yeah.
I would never presume to question your motives. Nevertheless, I must reiterate that our goal is to aid the victims of the Telophoroi, the common folk of Garlemald. And they are victims, make no mistake. Though I understand that many may struggle to see them as such.
You're more right than you know. For every one of us that answered the call, there were a dozen that refused. Not only in Alamigo, but everywhere we went. And who could blame them?
Yeah.
The Empire's always been the enemy. But after seeing what we've seen, fighting and working against and with Garleans, there's no denying the simple truth. They're just people. No different from you or I.
We're men.
They've got their share of liars
We're just
and murderers,
normal
but so
men.
do we. So do we all. Fordola, who once swore herself to Garlemald, has proven herself a trusted ally time and time again.
Yeah.
Every Eorzean here knows Sid Garland, the Imperial defector who shared with us countless technological
Yeah, where's Sid?
Gaius bloody Balesar himself is working to help rebuild Wurlit, a nation he once conquered. So you can believe me when I say that every fighter here understands and accepts that the Imperials are not monsters and are deserving of help. Or at least that they were able to put aside their feelings for the greater good. It won't be easy, but we're all determined to make this world a better place.
What lingering concerns I may have had were clearly unwarranted. I agree with everything you said wholeheartedly.
Then we are in accord. Now, let us review our strategy. To reach the Garlean capital in northern Ilsabard, we must cross the central mountain range.
Okay.
Fortunately, Garlond Ironworks can provide aerial
Oh.
transport, sparing us this most treacherous part of our journey.
Well, that answers my question.
However, attempting to fly any closer to Garlemald would attract the attention of the Telophoroi. As they appear to have seized control of the majority of the Imperial military, we must assume that includes its fleet. In addition, Garlemald possesses devices that can interfere with airship navigational systems, further discouraging an airborne approach.
Given the circumstances, the closest we dare deploy our contingent is an area between the range and the capital, the Magna Glaciers.
Glaciers?
From there, we must travel the rest of the way on foot. We will also need to bring the airships with us to ensure we can withdraw with haste. Although much of the terrain will be blanketed in snow, we should be able to make use of local roads and shipping facilities. The vast ice field will afford us an unobstructed view of the surrounding area. On the other hand, it will also allow others to easily spot us. So it is imperative that we only make camp in positions where we can easily defend ourselves. And the airships, which must be kept safe at all costs.
We cannot account for every possibility, so we must be prepared to think on our feet. We will be tested. Sorely tested, I expect. But for our homes and for our people, and a people not our own but in need, we will succeed. Spare no effort in your preparations. Once we depart, there is no turning back.
So, how did Magni get the warrior weapon from Titan? I feel like we're just ignoring the most important question in the room. Okay, let's talk to some of these people and see if I've actually met them. When I heard that the God's Quiver were sending a bard to join the contingent, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to demonstrate my strategies, involving the use of song on the battlefield. Oh, is this the guy I went through Heavensward with? The guy who wanted to learn a song, and we went all over the place to find, like, I don't know, find the notes or the texts. Yeah. As expected, it was none other than Guidelo. That's that's that guy. Honestly, I hope he doesn't cause any problems, though I'm not about to hold my breath. Oh, is this the guy that was the apprentice of the bard teacher, then? Well, would you look at that? Chrane swooping in to pluck our former villains from the jaws of death. You and yours certainly are a heroic bunch, aren't you? Sanson, on the other hand, who does he think he is? Preaching to me as he does. Honestly, the last thing I need is him talking my bloody ear off. In case you were wondering, Shiva will be staying behind to defend the Twelveswood with my sisters. She was of the opinion she would make a useful addition to our contingent and was eager to make good on her vow to accompany me as well, which was flattering, but ultimately it was decided that her skills would be better put to use keeping our homeland safe. I'm of course obligated to share with her every detail when I return. Scholar questline. Greetings, Chrane. This time, the time has come for us Marines to show our valor upon the battlefield. All who see us will know our name and quake before our might. To victory, come hells or high water. Sicko right here. Until the Empire fell, Gallians were the only ones we was allowed to impose tariffs upon at sea. Weren't easy pickings, but I made myself a pretty gill. Since they've been so generous to me and mine, perhaps it's time I returned the favor and gave a little something back. You know what? Let's see if my notes actually say something about Sanson and Guidelo, because I have my own notes of the quest lines for a situation just like this. Lancer Sanson wants to establish a bard unit in the army. He hopes to sway the leaders of the God's Quiver with a legendary song, the Ballad of Oblivion. Guidelo, a bard, is assigned to assist on the journey against Sanson's wishes. Guidelo accuses Sanson of using the song as a tool. Guidelo goes missing. Mogta, a Moogle, guides them to the Sea of Clouds. Guidelo is ashamed of his accusations and refuses to rejoin. The Ballad of Oblivion is revealed to be the voice of a siren that once annihilated the tribe of Moogles on Mok Oogle. Guidelo returns and inspires Sanson. Together, the company defeats the siren. Sanson reports back their findings, even though the song never existed. Those are my own notes on the quest. So yeah, I have met both of them. I just don't remember it.
Brunbar. I'm here representing the Marauders Guild. It's my job to keep the smiths out of harm's way. Mind you, that with them hammers of theirs, they can put up a fair fight themselves. With a bit of luck, this will be over and done before you know it. Maybe when this is all over, you could pay the Axemaster a visit. He still tells all the new recruits about the time you killed Kujata and avenged that boy's parents. I remember it like it were yesterday. So do I. What up, Pippin?
Often his father told me of the struggles faced by Alamigo in the days of the occupation, and I too have crossed swords with the Empire on many occasions. Though Garlemald has long been our bitter enemy, Her Grace has elected to bolster the Ilsabard contingent with members of the Immortal Flame. As representatives of the Sultanate, we are one in our commitment to the cause. We came quickly as we could. We would follow your example and devastate the Telophoroi with the full extent of our powers.
Were it not for your brother's bussy,
we will return soon enough.
I'm so glad I found you. I've for you a letter from Master Heyman. Let's read it together, shall we? Let's see. I have every confidence that your fist shall bring the Telophoroi to their knees. And should you espy any beautiful maidens thereabouts, perhaps sing to them my praises. Charming, Master. Well, more fool me for thinking that letter would contain something actually inspiring. Let's just forget this note exists and focus on the battle ahead. I cast my lot with the Popularis to bridge the divide between Garlemald and her territories, that all may be united in common cause. But we were disparaged as a radical element, dissenters looking to destabilize the Empire from within. Many friends and even my parents perished in unfortunate accidents. I too would surely have met the same fate had I not defected. Nevertheless, I still dream of equality and peace for us all. As the dream itself stands on the brink of collapse, I hold out hope that one day the dream will become reality. Well, well, if I'd known what a social gathering this would turn out to be, I'd have dressed for the occasion. Still, this seemed the perfect opportunity to mingle with the other guests. Would I be correct in assuming those ladies over yonder are Sirena and Sadu of the Steppe? Perhaps I should introduce myself, though I don't much like the look of that fellow with the enormous axe. I would love to see you interact with all of them. That would be gold. Stephanivian. If it isn't Chrane, it is thanks in no small part to you that the manufactory's future is looking brighter than ever. My friend, I'm pleased to report that I and a handful of my colleagues have been selected to join the contingent. Ere the expedition has ended, even the Templar Knights will be singing our machinists' praises. Once they have borne witness to not only our mechanical proficiency, but our combat prowess too, of course. And of course, Alberic. I'm sorry I forgot your name, man. Let me have a look at you. A touch nervous to enter the battlefield, perhaps. Well, I shall be out there alongside you as a Temple Knight serving with your fine van. Though I may not look it, I was the Azure Dragoon once upon a time, so you can rest assured I will give all that I have in the coming fight. I certainly won't be shown up by you or Estinian. It is really dope that he trained both me and Estinian to be Dragoons. That's awesome.
I'm glad to see you well, Chrane. Grandmother was worried for you. The night I agreed to come hither and join the contingent, the gods sent her a strange dream. 2 suns, one burning red, the other frozen black. Closer they circled, closer and closer, and as they danced, the world fell to ruin. In blinding chaos, she spied blackened silhouettes, and knew at once that one was yours. Yet we knew not how to interpret this dream, save as a sign that great danger awaits, but whatever lies ahead, I will walk with you, traveler. I care not for the Iron Men or their troubles. It is the destiny of the weak to die in ignominy. Is that ignominy? Yeah. Even so, I will do as I have agreed. I volunteered to join this band at Sirena's request, and if she thinks it's a worthy cause, that is reason enough. Though we hail from different tribes, our bond has grown strong of late. She is much better company on a hunt than any of the Steppe's oafish men could dream to be.
I'm glad you two are becoming friends. That's kind of sweet. And, of course, the guy that will forever be sidelined by every woman he tries to propose to. I love his interaction with Y'shtola. It's so funny. With the Mole, champions of Nadam, and the Dothal having sent so many here, I'd thought to defend the steppe in their absence, and I would have done so were it not for my stepbrothers. They urged me to grant our allies the sun's might, that his radiance may deliver them unto victory. Though I must tolerate the presence of this feral Dothal dog, as first among my brothers I could do no less than accept this challenge. My deeds will become the stuff of legends. At least you don't have a problem with your confidence. I'm still waiting for Magnai and Sadu to become a thing. I mean, it has to happen at some point, right? No. I did not expect to see the other former Azure Dragoon here of all places. As he well knows, I'm not one for verbose greetings. We shall instead let our lances do the talking once we're on the battlefield. Then we'll see if the other has been diligent in his training. This is extraordinary. To be in such company, the finest our allies has to offer, with comrades such as these, we're bound to succeed. I'm certain of it. We've been part of joint military operations like this before, and with far greater numbers, but for some reason this feels very different from our previous experiences. Despite having shared little more than introductions, there is already a palpable sense of camaraderie. I was half expecting to find the man who taught me red magic amongst our number, but he's nowhere to be seen. I was kind of also expecting him to be here somewhere. I suppose he's had his share of unpleasant experience with the Empire, but so have we all. Perhaps there's some other reason. Well, in any case, am I missing something by not having finished the Red Mage questline? Does he not make it? In any case, I have a feeling I'll see him again once this is all over. I'm sure he'll be pleasantly surprised by how much my swordplay improved since we last met. Blessed are we to have made countless steadfast allies o'er our journey's course. Indeed, we are joined today by many new acquaintances who in time shall come to call all our shall we come to call our comrades and mayhap friends. I've close ties with the scouts of the Eastern Alliance and the various resistance groups, and they're an absolute joy to work with. He's just happy to be here. I've led troops into battle many a time, but never a unit with such a diverse range of talents. While I've been briefed on their capabilities, I expect you could provide additional insight into their strengths and weaknesses. I'd appreciate any advice you may have. Here we go! Besides the delegates assembled here, the Amalja and several other tribes offered to send troops of their own. Unfortunately, due to their physiology, many would struggle simply to survive in the harsh climate of Ilsabad. They would also likely prove tempting targets for abduction by the Telopheroi. All things considered, they can be better aid to the cause by bolstering our defenses in Eorzea. Though their eagerness to do more has been noted. We few shall have to suffice. Ere we embark, we must distribute the warding scales to our comrades. Care to do the honors? Okay. Warding scales for the Ishgardian delegation? I take it. These enchanted talismans, or should that be talisman, would probably require considerably less time and effort to produce if the alchemists of the great work were not so preoccupied with making them look pretty. And apparently they resemble something, according to Grim Fandango. Many thanks. These talismans may prove to be the deciding factor in the battles to come. I find myself conflicted by this foray into Garlemald, sent by the Empire to infiltrate Ishgard, only to throw in my lot with those whose secrets I was supposed to be stealing. And now I lead a mission to save the countrymen I betrayed. But that is doubtless why I was chosen by Lord Emmerich. He would have me put my extensive knowledge and former ties to good use. I will not disappoint him. For the future of Ishgard, Garlemald, and the world at large, I will lead us to victory. He's just crazy? Well, Sure, but... That is a set of warding scales I spy. Not that I would know what they'd look like. Wow, look at these. Even a layman like me can tell they're bursting with ether. All the better to fend off the tempering waves. Is that the right term? Anyway, these will give us one less thing to worry about, which just leaves the other mountain of whatever else is waiting for us in Garlemald. Only one way to find out, huh? And nervous or not, I'd march through all 7 hells if it gave me a chance to put Xenos back in the grave where he belongs. Damn right.
Put him in the ground.
I heard Xenos is quite tall. About 6 feet. Under. Soon, at least. He will be. We heard it would be cold in Garlemald, so we came prepared. Wait, brought winter coats? Oh, the talismans. We're to keep these close at all times, yes? I'll see that no one misplaces theirs. And before I forget, I have a message from Hien. In distant lands, in times of strife, together stand, together fight. In darkness shines the light of life. I hope I've done his words justice. Doma, much like much of Othard, has been plagued by the towers. Yet, while he could not be here, he wished to express his shared conviction. Hien and Yugiri labor without rest to unite the people, and with their aid will we keep the enemy at bay. And we of the Steppe and the Eastern Alliance will repay their efforts by ending this war. Yes? Take this, boy. So these are the famed warding scales. Enough for me and my men, I see. I myself am especially grateful for this opportunity to visit distant lands. I wish to follow in the footsteps of Master Atoa and learn all there is to learn of this star we call home. Indeed, this is the primary reason I volunteered to join the expedition. To journey outside the Twelveswood, much less enter into Imperial territory, is a rare privilege afforded to a Pajal. Not that I'm tagging along to see the sights. The Garleans would benefit from my healing magics, as would our comrades, should fighting break out. Hey, you got something for us. Them scales everyone's been talking about. Pretty little things, ain't they? Reckon they'll be worth a gill or two when this is all over, but we'll hold on to them for now. And one more thing, I know what you're all thinking. Why didn't they send Ainzar instead? Bugger if I know. All the Admiral and Captain Hilfir told me was they needed someone to help safeguard the future, and here I am. I can't say they haven't got a sense of humor. Of course, some of you might be wondering what good a pirate is on dry land, in the middle of the sodden snow of all places. Well, me and my crew will do whatever needs doing, so let's set sail, or however the saying goes on airships. Do you have a warding scale for me too? Thank you for this, and for going to such incredible lengths for the sake of my people. More than any other. Though I have little to offer in return, I would impact some advice, if I may. You have been told by many to wear the cold of Ilzabad, and I cannot stress enough that this is no token warning. I'll be distributing specially made warming tinctures, courtesy of the Alchemists Guild, but understand that they are no substitute for proper protection. I leave the provisioning of said protection to your discretion. Now let us proceed to the Alamegan Quarter. While you make your final preparations, I have the pilots ready, the airships. Woo! This is our last chance to make ready before we set forth. You needn't worry about Urianger and I. We still have what we wore in Garlemald before. Estinian claims to be quite warm and toasty beneath his armor, and since he spent a fair bit of time up north recently as well, I have no reason to doubt his words. Most of the others will be borrowing Grand Company stock. The rest of you could do likewise, I suppose, provided you're not overly concerned with style. Not to
not to put too fine a point on it, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one of those ridiculous overcoats. If only I had time to find something to my liking. Hark, it's the cry of scions in need of a tailor, I hear.
Is that the cry of scions in need of a tailor, I hear?
It's Satoru.
Haha!
But how?
I have my ways. Oh, yes, indeed.
You thought you could sneak off to Ilsebad without telling me?
Ha! Nothing escapes my notice. Ha ha! Now you will wear these garments I've made for you, whether you like it or not.
You never cease to amaze. But why do you need a new outfit as well? Wait, are you coming with us? Oh. They keep making me think my favorite characters are gonna tag along and then they're just, what? No!
No, of course not, silly. It's all in the name of fashion. Rather the pursuit of the highest quality fashion. Besides, how can I expect others to wear my creations if I've never worn them myself? Ah, I did have one other thing to share. Mus and Bloomweed have finally returned from assignment in faraway lands.
Oh, it's Moonbreeder's parents? Right? Or is that... No, it's probably two scions. Never mind.
They'll be staying at the Rising Stones for a while to keep an eye on events through Eorzea. Since they'll be running things back at headquarters, I was wondering if I could lend a hand in Charlian.
Oh, why not? You can keep Kryl company in the Baldessian Annex. Yes, we'd love to have you there. And I heard Agnes and Bloomweeda did a fine job carrying on in our stead while we were lying comatose. With them in charge of the Rising Stones, we've nothing to worry about. I have no idea who these two people are that they're mentioning.
My thoughts exactly. Also, while I'm confident you won't go collapsing again, because a certain someone who shall remain nameless isn't in a position to transport your souls to another world, if anything similarly disastrous were to happen, I'll be well positioned to do something about it. Anyway, I've got a few things to take care of, and then I'll make my way to Charlian. I really do hope these new clothes are enough to keep you warm in Garlemald. It's not much, but it's the only thing I can do for you, other than pray for your safe return, which I will, every day.
Let's not keep the contingent waiting any longer.
Here are your winter woolies, handcrafted by yours truly.
North Sea coats. Okay. Okay, what does this absolute horror of armor look like? That's really funny. Now, am I going to wear this? Probably not. Unless the game forces me to wear it. A frosty reception!
I'm told the airship pilot has been sent to meet you. There he is. Alright, this is where we go our separate ways. Do be careful, won't you?
Ooh, event. It's an honor to finally meet you. We of the Garland Ironworks will be ferrying you and your contingent across the mountains and into Garlemald. For many of us, it will be something of a homecoming. Our illustrious founder was only our most notable Imperial defector. For that reason, the company is committed to the success of this expedition. Our resources are at your disposal, and if there is aught we might do to be of further assistance, please do not hesitate to ask. If you're ready to depart, I will ready the engines. Several cutscenes will play. Ooh. You'll be required to participate in battle.
Okay. Here we go. To Ilsabad. And Garlemald. I love me a map. You know I do. Are we please removing the giant fog from the map?
Ilsabad, divided in twain by a vast mountain range. Those who would traverse its jagged peaks face peril at every step. But why go by foot when one can simply fly? On the outskirts of the Imperial capital, in the frozen wastes of the Magna Glacius, the winds howl in icy protest, as if to warn against further trespass.
We've received word from Thancred's reconnaissance party. They've sighted a detachment of heavily armed Imperials.
Survivors of the Civil War, perhaps?
Perhaps, but there is more to it than that. Maxima reports that they're led by Vergilia, legatus of the 3rd Legion, which comprises the bulk of their number.
3rd Legion? Okay.
However, they are also joined by several members of the 1st.
From what I recall, the 3rd Legion fought for Nerva in the War of Succession following Varus' death. The 1st, on the other hand, were under the direct command of the Emperor and rejected Nerva's claim to the throne. These legions were enemies.
So they're all mind-controlled.
Indeed. In fact, our sources claim that it was a conflict between them that sparked the Civil War. Yet now, these former foes cooperate to defend a ruined Garlemald from invasion.
Then it is all but certain they have been tempered.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan? If me and my crew is out reaving, we charge straight in, no messing about. But that ain't what we're here for.
Quite right. Soldiers or no, they are people of Garlemald, the very ones we have come to aid. Direct confrontation is unavoidable. Nevertheless, we must make every effort to limit casualties on both sides. Rather than kill them, I would remove them from the field.
How so? Savage beatings, disarmament, and imprisonment? Not impossible, but easier said than done in the heat of battle.
Having observed the opposition, I imagine Thancred had something to suggest?
He did. He and the other scouts have already infiltrated a supply depot some distance beyond the Imperial detachment's current position. Stored within is a stockpile of Magitech armaments, and once we give the signal, Thancred's team will destroy them all. In so doing, we will deprive frontline troops of materiel, and likely force the detachment to send men to investigate.
Materiel.
Divide and conquer. Not a bad idea.
That is the name of the game.
Once the scouts have finished their preparations, we will split into 2 groups. The first will form the vanguard, while the other brings up the rear with our supplies.
Are we the vanguard?
As for the Scions, I ask that you lend your assistance where you deem it needed most. I would prefer, however, that you accompany the rearguard and be prepared to join the van at a moment's notice.
I was wrong.
Kept in reserve as our trump card, so to speak.
Yeah. You have my sword. The one dude who comes from cold climate is the one acting cold. Well, I mean, he's a spoiled little boy. He probably doesn't go outside very much. He probably has like heating pads inside his armor or some shit. But they only work on the Ishgardian Wi-Fi. Okay, Thancred, you look dope as hell. Is that Bozia gear he's wearing?
Your proposal was well received. More specifically, they asked that we destroy the Imperial's toys in as spectacular a fashion as possible.
Damn chair.
Ishtola always did have a flair for the dramatic. She's not an easy woman to please, but I shall do my best to satisfy her thirst for fireworks.
Jesus.
All right. Once more for my peace of mind. Our first objective will be to rig the enemy's Magitech with explosives. After we've withdrawn to a safe distance, we'll detonate them remotely. Our second will be to issue a deactivation command to the automated units via the control terminal. If our calculations are correct, this signal should reach those deployed on the front line, giving our friends a much-needed upper hand. A blizzard will help us stay hidden, so let's aim to get in and out before it passes. Trust in the plan, and we should all live to see tomorrow.
In the meantime, I will relay messages back and forth as the situation unfolds. You'll forgive me if I ask again, but are you certain you wish to play the lone wolf?
That's
Wouldn't
who he
have
is.
it any other way. Call it foolish and reckless if you like, but I'll get the job done. I always do.
Very well. I wish you the best of luck.
I think that is the Bozia armor set for fending. Let's see. Bozia. Yeah, that is the fending sets. Oh shit, I'm Thancred! Assuming there is nothing else you wish to confirm, we may commence the mission as soon as you're ready. Place explosives, deactivate frontline Magitech units. This is a stealth mission, yeah. I think you're wearing Bozia armor too. Yeah, but which one? None of them is green. The striker set is teal, so I guess that's the closest one. Okay. Commence.
Keep your wits about you.
It's time. We only have one shot at this, so let's make it count.
Oh, okay. Explosives time. Yeah, I should probably knock them out. Okay, that took me out of stealth. That's good to know.
Damn,
Wait,
spotted.
That didn't work? Are these things not the guard dogs? Are they something else? That's unfortunate. Stealth is not really my thing in video games, by the way. I'm not a big fan of stealth games. When the time calls for it, I can do it. I'm way too impatient for stealth games. Can I knock you out? No.
Damn,
okay.
spotted.
So these things are just trouble. Eureka Elemental set? Is that thing still even in the game?
This is Thancred. The explosives are in place.
Very good. All is proceeding as planned. Head to the control terminal. It should be to the northwest.
I really appreciate that these are voice acted.
Have the others wait at the rendezvous point.
Because usually you're too distracted playing the game to actually read them. So that's nice. What am I doing? Jesus.
Hells.
I moved forward instead of clicking 3. So dumb. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh god. I should have run ahead and bonked that guy on the head. Okay, maybe I'm fine. Is that gonna work? I have my doubts. Well,
must be losing my touch.
That thing was... How do you get the Eurekan Elemental set? Because I thought that thing was long gone. But well, yes, but like, is it a fate reward in Eureka, or is it like a quest line, or is it locked behind the relic grind? Like, what's the means of acquisition there? All? Well, that's terrible news. Glory be. And there we go. Uh-huh. Okay. Here we are.
You are returned, and none the worse for wear, to my considerable relief.
What news from our comrades?
They stand at the ready.
Excellent. Then let the fireworks begin.
That works. A few moments later, at the rear of the Elzabard contingent's supply caravan. This is us.
The blizzard's beginning to clear. The Vanguard should be engaging the Imperials any moment now, if they haven't already. Ishtola and the others are with them, so I'm sure they'll be all right, but...
A dog?
Wait! Something's coming!
Dogs.
Oi, oi! Looks like we ain't the only ones who sent out scouts. Keep them away from the carriages!
Oh, the song is back.
We lose those, and we're as good as dead!
Scorch, I don't know if you had time to watch the VOD from yesterday, but I love this song. So we're knocking out the soldiers, but we're like ending the dogs.
A brief respite, but stay alert.
Keep the carriages safe.
Okay.
What impeccable timing! Fear not, friends! The savior of Ishgard is here!
Emanuele the Lofty, yeah, that fits.
A fine display, but the other carriages are still in danger.
I love the tone of the bass in this song.
We're the only ones still struggling. Time we put our backs into it then. I've been itching for a good scrap.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, nice. Yeah, Garlemald just straight up has regular roads.
You lot all right back there? We're fine and ready for more. Hear that? Get to the front and turn the tide.
Oh, the tower. Woo!
Removed from the field was not a euphemism for enthusiastically murder.
It's nothing that won't heal in time. The trouble is, their tempering has made them utterly fearless. Subduing them would be easier if they had the capacity to submit in the first place.
Well, this is the path our young charges would have us walk, and that we all agreed to follow. You knew it would be hard, yet still you pledged your lance, did you not?
Why are there no subtitles here?
That I did.
Oh shit.
That's Vigilia. Damn it. I need to help the others take her down.
There's no end to them!
Here I come! Ah!
I was wondering when you'd turn up.
What up? You?
There's no stopping us now. Come on. Let's show them what we're made of.
Oh, nice. I love that Pippin uses the Dark Knight stance because the one-handed sword is too big for him.
We have them now.
Like,
Forward!
imagine Pippin using my sword. Oh, there was no text because I hid the UI before the thing. Like, I hid the UI because I wanted to take a screenshot, but then everything faded away. So that's why we didn't see anything. That makes sense.
Right! Let them have it!
That's a raging bull!
Pippin, what are you doing? You crazy boy.
That's her! Vigilia!
Do not fall behind!
Has this character ever been mentioned before this? I don't think so, but I don't remember her at all. Jesus.
Is everyone all right?
Heal or die!
that? Oh no, that was Magnai's voice. I was like, I cannot see a single dude in here besides me and Pippin. That was not Pippin's voice. But then Magnai came out of the rubble, so that makes more sense. Oh boy. Hold the Magnai. Nice. Yay! We did the thing.
The worthy adversary.
Okay.
Rest, recover, reclaim yourself. Then we will fight again, to the death.
Sadu Hatun.
That was the last of them. The day is ours, thanks to your timely arrival. What of the supply caravan?
Destroyed, my lady. Nothing left but rubble, I'm afraid.
Outmaneuvered, but not outmatched. Good. Let us take the Imperials into custody and rejoin our comrades. And soon we shall arrive at the capital.
Woo!
So cold and unforgiving. Thus spoke Emperor Solus as he gazed upon his barren domain.
But that was you.
"800 years it had been since the Garleans first set foot here. Bested by the Kavosi after centuries of war and driven from fertile southern pastures into the blasted northern wastes. In that garden of desolation, they clung to one another for warmth, freezing, hungry, desperate, hated. The chosen forsaken. In the year 1513 of the 6th Astral Era, a young legatus named Solus single-handedly sparked the Magitech Revolution. How did he conceive the machina that feed on ceruleum? Once a common, soft-spoken soldier, how had he so quickly ascended through the ranks?
He awoke to his inner Asian.
Like so many others, those who knew the truth are gone. Taking in the capital with his eyes for the first time, I recall thinking to myself, far colder on the earth than in the heavens. Yes, far colder indeed, bitterly so.
Ooh. Garlemald.
Not so much as a whisper.
The roads leading beyond the city walls would have been used less in recent years. Nevertheless, this was one of the most important gateways into the capital.
A buzz day and night with activity, aye. Merchants passing through the checkpoint, many of them stopping at the local hostelries.
Surely they cannot all have been tempered.
I mean...
We can consider the question after we have made camp.
I'm not one to doubt.
If we spend any longer outside, we may well freeze to death where we stand. The tempered Imperials, too.
This will be our temporary base of operations. Secure shelter for ourselves and the injured, and dispatch scouts to survey the surrounding area.
If we're planning on staying here a while, we ought to give this place a proper name.
I like that I'm standing this far in the background. That's so rare for this game, and I kind of appreciate it, honestly.
Well, the constant sound of ice cracking underfoot makes me think of broken glass. An apt name, perhaps. But enough of this. To work, everyone!
Cool aetherite shard. Do. And Metzelk is absolutely one of the best characters, no doubt. I mean, he does the same like clean, like just wave thing he does when he walks away like that, you know, like waving his hand behind him as he walks away, just like he did to us multiple times throughout the story. I love that that's the giveaway as to who that is. It's such a neat detail. Again, I wish the repair all button actually repaired all, and that I didn't have to circle through all these menus. Just repair everything. God damn. Zawawa. His finger snap is clean as hell. It does kind of remind me of the Nintendo Switch finger snap though, so I think it is cool as hell and funny as hell at the same time. In spite of the obstacles we've faced, our plan to proceed
Proceed apace. Just a little farther and we'll reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we are to discuss our course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Y'shtola and Garaha to join us in the building to the northeast of the camp? Alizé and I will meet you there. Honestly, tonight might be a short one. I don't know how much more I have in me. I figure we'll at least set up the base and then we'll see how I feel. A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. I've slept like hours since last stream. Yo, same. I slept between 2:30 and 6 a.m., I think. I'm kinda dead. Because, like, I want to establish the base so I can do the mark hunt, like, off stream and do some just leaning back, just relaxing, watching YouTube or something. Just wind it down for the day and then go to bed. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy, even at this distance. She almost started talking like a kobold right here. Jagged, hideous, unholy, jagged. Even at this distance, its presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. Oof, yeah, you did sleep like hour. That is rough, buddy. So it goes from Alamigo to Garlemald. That's kind of neat. That is kind of neat. You'll be pleased to know that most of the Tempered have been quartered inside the nearby building and are receiving treatment as we speak. I do, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left too many valuable possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect that they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking aloud. You mentioned a meeting. I'll make my way there. Hello, people. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone's here, we will begin. Please be voice acted. I don't think I have it in me.
Our present situation is as follows. Efforts to aid the people of Garlemald have begun in earnest. Moreover, having entered into the capital, the Imperial Palace is within our reach.
But before we proceed further, we must learn what has befallen this city, for therein lies the key to understanding and combating the Telophoroid's designs.
I have a suggestion, if I may. Several of the Imperial soldiers we captured on the Magna Glaciers are members of the Populares and acquaintances of mine. Once we have cured them of their tempering, they should be able to give a reliable account of the events leading to the capital's downfall.
A promising idea. I will assist the healers and their ministrations. Of course, I will require a porxie of my own, assuming you can spare one.
Would you like a hand?
No, I am sure we will manage. Better that you take my place in the field. The noxious ether of this place disagrees with me.
Okay, I can
and as I
actually
shall need
just
to draw
toggle.
on my own for the treatment, 'twill be prudent for me to remain within the camp.
This talk of curing the tempered is all well and good, but
That's good
I
for
reckon the
screenshot
cold is a
purposes.
more pressing concern.
For video thumbnails and stuff.
All the houses round here are fitted with ceruleum heaters that could keep us warm and toasty. Problem is, the machines seem to have given up the ghost, and if we keep sitting around, freezing our asses off, we'll be next.
We'll be next. More
My Smiths
work.
reckon that with the right parts, they can have them working again, but it won't be easy.
Won't be easy.
Understood. The machinists will assist them in the repairs.
The rest of us should either stand watch or survey the area.
We've made our presence known to the Telophroi. They will be searching for us, if they have not already ascertained our position. That we have seen no sign of them since the battle suggests they have yet to do so. However, I suspect they may be biding their time.
Or perhaps we are beneath their notice.
No, Xenos is obsessed with me and I'm here, so I don't think that's the case.
In any event, we'll find no answers standing around here. Urianger, Estinian and myself have visited Garlemald recently, so we'll lead the reconnaissance efforts. Perhaps bolstered by a few Bosnian and Dalmatian scouts from my previous excursion for good measure.
Don't forget about us Alamegans. We have experienced scouts of our own.
Well now, this is turning out to be a rather sizable team. With such numbers, we should be able to cover a wide area with relative ease, including that surrounding the Imperial Palace.
It's cool seeing Lys in, like, Alamegan
How
armor.
about you, Graha? I have a feeling we'll find a use or two for that vanishing spell of yours.
'Twould be my honor to be of service. Though I doubt that you of all people need rely on my tricks.
That leaves us with guard duty.
You have fun
As a
with
matter
that.
of fact, I have something else in mind for the two of you and Alphino. Between here and the center of the capital lies the Eblan Rhine. I would have you search the area for survivors.
Okay.
Your keen sense of direction, honed in your extensive travels, should prove useful in navigating the ice fields.
If there are any survivors, we'll surely find them. Extensive travels is something of an understatement, but I suppose if there is nothing else that needs doing. Ice fields! I love ice fields! Oh, wait, I don't. If there are any survivors, we will surely find them. Look, I'm a snarky bitch in real life.
I have faith
Chrane
that you
Carmine,
will,
on the
and
other
look
hand,
forward to greeting you on
is
your
the
safe
warrior
return.
of light. He is pure.
You all have your duties. Let us make haste. May the Fury bless and keep you.
Alize. God speak good. If it's this cold with Tataru's clothing, I dread to think how we'd fare without it. I must remember to thank her when we next meet. It makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them and quickly. Madeleine is, as usual, milling about aimlessly. Has that unlocked the vendor or no? It has. The town is now unlocked. Okay. Okay, we're about to start. Tracks in the snow. Do I want to do tracks in the snow, or am I good there? This man has the best item in the game. What would that be? What could that possibly be? Solace portrait, nice. Well, if I ever become a multi-millionaire and a lottery winner with a house, I would love to have an image of Emmett. Or Solus, as it were. It's all the same. I'm thinking of ending the stream here, honestly. I don't know if there's anything super relevant, like super soon, that could end like on a nice cliffhanger, or if this is a good place to stop. I have no idea. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because, like, if I'm gonna be looking out for a Madeleine again, I feel like that's gonna take all the energy that I have left in me. So I'm probably just gonna call it there. And go do some side quests and just relax for a bit. Tomorrow I'm working from noon until 10 PM, so I will not be streaming when I get home. But I'm off work Wednesday, Thursday, so I will be streaming both of those days. And they'll be long ones. So that's the current situation. Oh, Jesus, you're gonna go to Eureka? Well, good luck to you in Eureka, man. Hope it works out. Ugh. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Have a good one. See you some other time. Bye.